Parshas Sisa Shrosh Bnei Yisrael v'Gomer. When you lift up to count the heads of the sons of Israel. Hine Amru Razal. Now sages said Barabos B'Shir Hashirim in Midrash Rabbah Pasuk Shararich Agan Hasahar, that your belly button is like a pool of water. Bitnich Arimaschitim, concerning the idea of how your stomach is like a bundle of wheat. Ma hachitim halalo kishiyotzin lezera ein yotzin ela b'minyan chulu. That what just like this wheat, that when you take out this wheat for planting the seeds, you have to take it out in an account after you've counted it and so forth. B'shivim nefesh yardu avusecha mitzrayim achulu. That with 70 souls, our fathers went down to Egypt, went down to Mitzrayim. So just like we went down in a counted way, so to when we went out of Mitzrayim, we had to be counted as well. Just like wheat, that when you take it out, you count it. When you plant it with the seeds, you count it. And when you gather it in, you count it as well. And the concept, Yishlomar, we can say, just like it's written about the stars. Lift up your eyes upwards. That he takes out the stars in a number. In Yeshaya, this pasuk talks about how Hashem takes out the stars in a counted way. Al pasuk ve'ela Shemos b'nei Yisrael. Al pasuk ve'ela Shemos b'nei Yisrael. And look what it says in the Mamar about Shemos. Al pasuk al pi hamedrasham shekulin hen Yisrael ketzav hashamayim. That Yisrael is weighed like the stars of the heavens. Ne'amar kan Shemos v'ne'amar b'kuchavim Shemos chulu. It says by Bnei Yisrael the names, and so too by the stars it says names. So the numbers of the stars, that they're taken out by number, so too Bnei Yisrael are taken out by number. Ayin Sham Sif Yud Aleph, look in that. Look in that Mamar. Me'ori or osmem Sif mem misparadas chulu v'chal mispar b'malchus chulu. Brings the number of das, and any number is its level is in malchus. Lahayim that's from the me'orei or. Lahayim inyan spheros inyan im hariboy lamayla yoser or lamata yoser. Now, to awaken to the idea that in spheros, where is the greater number? Do we have a greater number as you go higher, or do you have a greater number as you go lower? There's a difference between the great amount of lights or the great amount of vessels. As it's written in another place. And part is where it talks about counting the numbers. That Malchus is called the number. And the reason is because that is the amount and the number and the countings, chulu and so forth. Vehi hamegale osam chulu, and malchus is what reveals the number. V'zeu gam kin mashikosu b'sefer yitzira b'shlosh svarim bara hakodesh baruch hu olamu chulu, and this is also what's written in Sefer Yetzirah, that the Holy One, blessed be He, created His world with 3 books. So b'sofer, sefer, and sipor, and so forth. Uperish apardes b'shayud beis who shar hanasivos perekalef shem chabad chulu. And the Pardes explains that these 3 books in Shar Hanasivos, the remark explains that these 3 books are Chabad, Chochmah, Bina, Das. V'hine b'shorish sefer yesh daled shorashim derech prat ha'alef lashon mispar. Now in the root of the word sefer, there's 4 roots to the meaning of that word. One of them is the language of number. Like it says, you should count for yourself after Shabbos and so forth, by the Sfiras HaOmer, Hayas Sofer Chulu. Where is the counter? Habez Lashon Sefer, and the second is the language of a book. Zeh Sefer Toldos Adam. This is the book of the chronological order of man. Hagimel Inyan Sipur V'Agada. And the third is a concept of telling a story. And this that the pasuk says, in order so that you should tell a story in the ears of your son. And I will tell the story of the works of Hashem. Daled Shem Even Tov, and the fourth meaning is the name of a precious gemstone. Like it says in Yechezkel that he saw the likeness of a sapir stone. Gmut Kisei. Now this is the concept of the 10 spheros. That they're called this al shem sheyesh behem kol bechinos hanal. That they have all these ideas. Aleph Mlashon Even Sapir. The first one is from the language of the precious stone. Shulashon Behirus, that it's a language of brilliance. That the stones do not hide on the light that's enclosed in them and so forth. But these stones are a vessel that reveals the light. So too, according to the Pardes in Mehusvan Haga, the spheros are called that way because of they tell a story. Like the concept of the heavens tell a story. That just like speech reveals the hidden thoughts, so too the 10 spheros reveal the hidden state of the infinite may be blessed, that he surrounds himself with darkness and so forth, and these spheros, so to speak, tell the story or reveal what's behind that hidden state. And we can awaken also to this idea how it's a mitzvah to tell the story of going out of Mitzrayim. That through this story we draw down the infinite light into the 10 spheros, and so the spheros then are called the story. And the supernal speech becomes a thought to what's below. That the speech is more ethereal than the thought below, and so it goes into the thought. As it's brought on the explanation on this that I told you to say, Dibarta is one level of speech and Lemor is another. So it's like Dibur going into thought. And look in the concept of what's brought in the Gemara about how two spirits were speaking one to the other. That you have this concept of speech that's more ethereal. So that's also the concept of misapros, is the spheros are megala, what's higher than machshava. And also in the pasuk Rabos Sisa, that you created many atzma misaper, that either too much more than you can then count, or you can more than you can tell the story about. That is to say that the atzmus, infinite light, the essence of the infinite light, you have to be silent, and is awesome from praise to higher than praise. So how do you say anything? And this that the 10 spheros reveal, that's incomparable to you. So Rabba says, Sisa, you've created many things, but the creation from the Atzmos, we can't tell about it unless we have the spheros, and that's an incomparable level to what the spheros tell the story about. B'mispar eser etzpaos chulu. I'm sorry. Gam nikra spheros loshen mispar. The spheros are also called of the language of a number. Like it's brought in the Pardes, and like it's brought in Sefer Yetzirah, 10 spheros and so forth. In the counting of 10 fingers, in the number of 10 fingers. And even though it says to his wisdom there is no counting, the fact that it says there's no mispar to it implies that you might think that there's a mispar to it, but there isn't. So it's in the category of a mispar, but it's too much to count and so forth. So that implies ein mispar, meaning to say that there is so much mispar that you couldn't count, but it's in the category of mispar. So that's in the spheros, but in the essence of the infinite light, he's one, but not in a counting way. That in front of one, what do you count? So it's higher than this level of mispar of the spheros, like it says in the Mamar that explains the verse, who counts the dust of Yaakov. We can further say that they're called counting because they're the source, the root of affinity, of the revelation of definition. Like it's brought in the concept of how our sages said that the measure of the height of creation is 236,000 myriads of Parshas. Parshas Pinchas look over there. And this, that it's brought in the Mamar and Likutei Torah to understand in the Osafos, that it says to understand what it's brought in the Eitz Chaim about the Tzimtzum and so forth. Look over there. And this is what it's brought about how Hashem brings out the counting of the hosts of heaven later on in the second paragraph. You can also say about them the language of books, with this concept of 3 books, that with a book you have to have the parchments around the letters and so forth, all the letters. That's they have to have a makif around them. With the 10 spheros, you have to have this idea of the makif, of the whiteness that surrounds them, like it's brought in the Mamar on Simini Kechosam. Ketzer, Enyanas spheros yesh bem dal bechinos sapir sipor mispar sefer. In the 10 spheres, we brought that there's 4 concepts: the language of sapir, of brightness, sipor, and telling a story, mispar, a number, and sefer, and books.